All right, Shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, safety, much love, and blessings to the elect of Israel. All right, so this lesson is going to be um, an overview of the Roman Empire, the fall and the rebirth, but this is based on Revelations chapter 20, verses 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go into certain words, who is talking about, which it is talking about Rome and Europe, pretty much Esau, Edom as a whole. And I just want to get a few key points out of this screenshot I have here from Wikipedia. This is the fall of the Roman Empire, which was around between 300 and 400 AD. And then there was 1,000-year period where Esau, was at his lowest power. And then he came back into power between 1300 and 1400 AD. And that's when a lot of the great changes came. They call it the rebirth, the Renaissance. That's when he pretty much came out with more deception and use religion to pretty much keep itself in power. The period of whitewashing, pretty much removing who the true Israelites are out of history and putting himself in that spot, making you think that he's God and he's, that's when also when in these times, that's when Jesus came into into control, the name and the image. So it's a lot of lies and blasphemy came from this time period that's still in power today. But as you see how Rome failed, because it fell from its the loss of pretty much control over the countries. The population numbers failed. The numbers of the army, decreased. The economy, the strength of the economy failed, and that's the same thing that's going on in America now. But that's what caused Rome to fall during the 300 and 400 AD period. So let's go into the scriptures real quick. Revelations chapter 20 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand." All right, so that angel, let's focus on the angel real quick. There are no, documents saying who this angel is, but when you go into the breakdowns that the elders have done, I watched a breakdown from Apostle Ramlab, talking about this particular scripture. He made a lot of sense in saying that angel was Yahweh Shai. But it makes a whole lot of sense. So this is, of course, Yahweh Shai, he gives, Yahweh Shai and angels, power to do certain things. So this particular angel, which angel just means messenger, could have been Yahweh Shai, or probably was Yahweh Shai. And it says, having the key to the bottomless pit. So the bottomless pit is talking about Europe. And it's called the bottomless pit in Revelations, because I believe Revelations 9 goes into it, Europe being a bottomless pit, talking about World War One. But it's called the bottomless pit because it's limited on resources. It's limited on what it can produce. It's kind of like a dead area of the earth. All right, let's keep going. It says, "And a great chain in his hand." That great chain represents bondage or slavery. Verse 2, it says, he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, this perfectly lets you know that this is talking about the Roman Empire, and who was in control of the Roman Empire? Esau, Edom. So let's go into the word devil. It says prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. And that also, it means deceiver. But this word devil is it's a slanderer and a false accuser. So let's also look at this word Satan, adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. So who is that talking about? It's talking about someone who's against the Most High. That's a deceiver. It lets you know we're not making these things up when we say he's the self-proclaimed white man is the devil. Because this is what he's done. He's went through and changed everything on earth. He went through and whitewashed who was the true Israelites, the true prophets of the scriptures, the image of Yahushua, changed his name to Jesus, and the image of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, just giving him a title as God. So he's going to have to seriously pay for all of these things that he's done. So yeah, that devil and Satan, that's not talking about how we was raised, what this devil has fed us as a red man living up under the earth, punishing the souls of the wicked. He's actually doing the opposite. He is the wicked himself. And that story never really set in and made a whole lot of sense to me, growing up. But hey, that's what the devil created himself to be, someone else. And the righteous he made to be, pretty much turning the righteous into the wicked, and the wicked into the righteous. I'm gonna get something real quick. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So that's again talking about this devil changing everything. So the Lord made it where he had a period where he failed for 1,000 years, and then he was let loose again to deceive the nations. All right. Let me get something else real quick before we jump back to it. First Maccabees chapter 3. And let me find it real quick. So a lot of this is taking so long. I know it's in here somewhere. Okay, it's down a little bit. All right, this is what I wanted to get. It says, First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48, it says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So a lot of this was done. This happened before the Renaissance, of course, but a lot of this was done in the Renaissance. They took out the images of, of Yahushua and and certain prophets of the scriptures and put in their own images. And most of the images when you look into like certain prophets, they were like old, really old men, you know, kind of frail looking men. A lot of the prophets were mighty men. You know, when you look at Yahushua, they changed him into uh, a frail looking Edomite, and totally opposite of what he really is. He's a large, mighty, strong, dark skinned, so called Negro man. From the tribe of Judah. And that's what he's gonna look like when he returns. That's why the army is gonna try and fight against him, because they're not expecting, they don't expect Yahushua to come back as Yahushua. They're expecting Jesus to come back as Jesus. So that's gonna cause everybody to kind of pretty much lose it when they see that image, especially these devils. Let's jump back to Revelations 20. So, like I said, that 1,000-year period was between 300 to 400 AD. And then you fast forward 1,000 years, Esau started coming back into power right around the 1300 to 1400 AD period. All right, so verse 3, it says, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosened a little season. And that little season is from the Renaissance period up until now. And if you think about it, that hasn't been a long time. What it's been, he was sealed up for 1,000 years, and he's only been back in power for 1,700 something years. Oh, Salaki, 700 something years, not 700 something years. From the 1400s up until now, 7. I keep saying 17. 700 years later to the 20th century. The year, the current time. So his that little season is not quite a season, or it's not quite 1,000 years. That's why I said a little season. But I'll let you know that this devil he's gonna fall back down real soon. So that was pretty much verses 1, 2, and 3. It's talking about the Renaissance period, and also that 1,000-year period where Esau lost power from the fall of the Roman Empire. And if you want to kind of look more into it, Revelations, let's look at Revelations 13 real quick. All right. We'll start at verse 11, Revelations 13 and 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. He spake great words, especially against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, pretty much changing everything up, with the whitewashing, the iconoclasm, and these different religions. And it says in verse 12, he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelt therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So that first beast was Rome, and the deadly wound was healed. So Rome came back into power, and in that Renaissance period, and the Lord allowed him to deceive the earth again. So we'll keep going a little bit. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. Talking about these great wonders, his weapons, his nuclear missiles, and all of these things. And it says, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So this is talking about Rome being back in the power and this devil deceiving the whole world. But that was pretty much it. I pray this was edifying. Once again, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakak double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom to the elect.